Welcome to the next chapter of our Introduction to ArcGIS Pro training video series. This chapter is titled An Introduction to Arcade for ArcGIS Pro. I am your host, Andy Bonoff of Platte River Analytics. Arcade is a lightweight, cross-platform scripting language developed by Esri for ArcGIS Pro, ArcGIS Online, and Enterprise. Arcade allows users to write expressions that can be applied dynamically to data, ensuring real-time updates when data changes. Other use cases for Arcade are creating custom labels for features based on specific attributes or logic, designing dynamic pop-ups with tailored content like links or graphs, customizing map symbology based on values or features, and calculating values on the fly without permanently altering the underlying data. Let's next write some Arcade expressions using real-world examples. Okay, here we are in ArcGIS Pro. In this project, I have a layer from the American Community Survey that shows population and age by census tracts. You can see here in my table of contents, I am symbolizing this data by graduated colors. Each 10% is a different color, ranging from less than 10% to 100%. First, let's make sure we have our layer highlighted in the table of contents. Then let's come up here to the labeling toolbar at the top of our screen. Here in the label class group, you can see that we would currently be labeling on the object ID field. Never label with the object ID field. If I click on the down arrow here, I can see a list of the fields that I can label on. Instead of clicking on a field, I'm going to instead click on the expression button here. This will open a dialog box on the right side called Label Class. First, I want to make sure that Arcade is the selected language. Let's clear out our current expression and then double-click on 2023 total population. Once I do that, you can see it will add the field name to my expression. Let's click Apply to see what that looks like in the map. Before those labels show in the map, we need to come up here to the very top left and click the check mark to turn labeling on. Here in a second, we will see the 2023 population for each census tract in our map. Next, let's add more data to our label. Back here in the label class expression, let's add a label that says the word population. To do that, we need to type population here in the expression. However, we also need to add double quotes before and after the word. Let's also add a colon. Before we finish, we need to add a plus sign before the population field. The plus sign is called a concatenation operator and is used to string along multiple features. So in our case, we have the word population encased with quotes, then the plus sign, and then our population feature. After that is complete, let's hit apply. So now you can see we have the population for each census tract along with the word population. Adding the word population as a label adds a little more context to our labeling. Next, let's also add the 2023 household population for each census tract. In this example, let's keep the total tract population and add the household population as a second label. To do this, let's go back to our label class expression builder over here to the right. For this double label, we want to add a new line to our label. To do this, we will need to use something called text formatting. Text formatting refers to the process of manipulating and styling text to display it in a desired way. This includes adding special characters or symbols, applying line breaks, or inserting tabs for better organization and readability in labels, pop-ups, or other outputs. To add a new line in our expression, we need to first add another plus sign after our total population field, and then add the words text, formatting.newline. And then let's add the text label household population enclosed in double quotes. Let's also make sure to add a colon. Then let's add another plus sign so we can concatenate our expressions. And last, we need to double click our 2023 household population field. When that is all complete, hit apply at the bottom to apply the label. In your map, you will see both the total population and the household population of our census tracts displayed. Remember, this was all possible with the use of the text formatting Arcade expression. Okay, next, let's build a full label expression with Arcade using variables and conditional lines. For this example, I'm going to copy and paste in my expression and then explain it before we apply the label. With this script, we are writing conditional statements to determine what text to display based on specific attribute values. Instead of using specific values like population or household size, we are going to replace those values with text fields. Here is a simple analogy for what we are trying to do. Imagine you're organizing a class of students. Instead of saying John scored 80, you might say, if the score is above 70, you say John passed. Otherwise, you say John failed. Okay, back to the script. In this first line, we are defining a variable named population and assigning it the value of the 2023 total population field. Next is our first conditional statement that checks if the population variable is greater than 5,000. The if keyword introduces a condition. The condition population greater than 5,000 evaluates to true if the value of population is greater than 5,000. If the condition is true, the code block inside the curly braces will execute. Next, if the condition is true, our text will return population is over 5K. The return keyword outputs the string population is over 5K. Next is the else statement. This statement provides an alternative block of code to execute if the if condition is false. If the statement is false and the population is less than 5,000, then a text value of small population is returned. The return keyword outputs the string small population. This is the value displayed in the label for features where the 2023 total population field is 5,000 or less. And at the very end is a single curly brace. This closing curly brace indicates the end of the if-else structure, grouping the associated blocks of code together. So, in summary, a variable for population is created to store the value of the 2023 total population field for the current feature. The script checks if population is greater than 5,000. If true, the label will display population is over 5K. If false, the label will display small population. The return statement specifies what text to display as the label. As you can see, Arcade is very valuable for allowing users to write flexible expressions without needing advanced programming skills. Thank you for watching our training video on ArcGIS Arcade. In my opinion, the two biggest reasons for using Arcade on a regular basis are dynamic and real-time customization across ArcGIS products, including Pro, Online, and Enterprise. Use cases include creating dynamic labels and tailoring custom pop-ups. Also, Arcade allows for simplified, flexible scripting for non-programmers. Arcade is designed to be lightweight and user-friendly, making it accessible even for those without advanced programming skills. Its syntax is straightforward, and it includes built-in functions for common GIS tasks. We hope you found this video valuable and will like and subscribe to the rest of our training videos. If you have a specific video you would like to see, please leave a comment below. Thanks.